We go for a nice Qigong one called Sparrow Shaking the Earth. Add a few different things with it. So again, it's a nice sort of relaxing one. As with all these though, modify it for yourself. Remember, it's your union of your mind and body, no one else's. So with that, we bend the knees a little bit, but again, depending how bad you are, then, I wouldn't let the knees go past the toes. Again, some disagree with that, but hey ho. I'm going to stick to the Iyengar yoga principles of alignment, of not letting the knees go past the toes. Basically, don't go down so deep so your knees come past your toes. Again, you can do small motions, basically, or big motions. See what suits you. If you've got no worries, you're a healthy person, whatever, if you're quite old in age or whatever and you've got trouble with the knees, then modify it. Again, like I say, it's your union of your mind and body, but we're going to start, as always, with the breath. So, we're going to go for, not the traditional breath, we're going to mix it, we're going to do the Pilates breath. So we use our core. Usually with Qigong, you breathe into the belly like a balloon to massage all the organs. I'm going to put different types of breath with this. I'm not going to do the traditional one to start. We're going to go for the Pilates breath. So we're going to start with that now. So as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals, they go together, they're muscles. You can't do one without the other. Okay, if you do that right now, again, the only way to explain the pelvic floor is you're on a long journey, you go to the toilet and you stop yourself going, that's your pelvic floor. That will naturally engage your corset muscle 3 layers deep here. So you'll be sucking in here. Okay, but do them both anyway, specifically, zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals, do them consciously. Okay, you can't do one without the other though. Okay, it will happen. They will go together anyway. But again, let's consciously, right now, zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals. And as you do that right now, you'll feel that breath going low and deep into these lower lobes of lungs. It will go anywhere but your belly button. And again, with Pilates, that's how you use the core. As soon as you zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals right now, that's helping you breathe in to these lower lobes of lungs here. Unlike the traditional Qigong breath, we're zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out abdominals, breathing in through your nose and exhaling through pursed lips. Lovely. Reason we exhale through pursed lips, that's like a cough or a sneeze. That helps everything come in without you even thinking about it. Okay, or try not to try. So as you do that right now, as you're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out abdominals right now, keep breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. You're sort of blowing out a candle through pursed lips. And as you do that right now, just to see where the breath is going into these lower lobes of lungs, when you get them 2 middle fingers touching underneath your breastbones, palms on the lower lobes of lungs, as you're still right now, zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. You'll feel that breath go low and deep. Keep your shoulders down though, don't let it come up here. You'll be breathing in low and deep to these lower lobes of lungs, so much so you feel the 2 middle fingers slightly parting and coming back to touch each other. Just moving like seaweed on the bottom of the seabed. To the sides and back. Lovely. It's what we call lateral thoracic breathing in Pilates. Helps you use our pelvic floor and our corset muscle, the powerhouse, the girdle of strength, the transverse abdominis in the most efficient way by helping us breathe into them lower lobes of lungs. So again, as you're doing that right now, as you're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, their muscles go together. You can't do one without the other. And as you're still breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips, not forcing anything, we're using our corset muscle to stabilise the spine. Obviously this is a light exercise, but again, any sort of harder exercises like the gym, etc., we use that gathering in. You can't do this all the time, obviously. If you're going to pick a box up, no, this is what you do. Zip up pelvic floor, scoop out your abdominals. Lovely. And as you're doing that, I'll give you that awareness. So again, Keep zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. See these two thumbs? To give you this awareness, we're going to go from the hips and let them meet. And that is your beeline. Okay, so basically you've got the pelvic floor and you've got your corset muscle linking on like cling film. Okay, that's the beeline there. And again, even if you cough or sneeze, you'll feel the pelvic floor and the corset going. So that's going to reassure you that as you right now zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals and keep breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips, that's going to assure you that you can't do one without the other. Lovely. So you can sort of see that beeline there. Even having that awareness helps you use them muscles in the most efficient manner. But just having that awareness. Again, you've got these 3 layers of abdominals. Here, you've got the 6-pack one we all know. Then underneath, you've got these internal obliques going from rib to hip, or rib to pelvis, whatever you like way to think of it. Then you've got that corset muscle, the transverse abdominis, wrap around our spine, lumbar thoraciofascia around the back, but basically a corset muscle, 3 layers deep. And that's how you engage, by tucking in, zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals. Doing one or both of them, do both of them consciously. Zip up pelvic floor and scoop out your abdominals right now, and keep breathing in through the nose whenever you like, and exhaling through pursed lips. You let the hands go. Lovely. So we're going to add that to motion in a sort of vinyasa type way, breath to motion, just a Pilates style of doing Sparrow shaking the earth, the Qigong exercise. Basically, don't get too caught up in it. It's just movement. We're linking breath to motion. So you're going to root yourself in. And as you're doing that, as you're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals, you get the hands nice and loose, shoulders down, lengthen up for the crown. A bit short on space there. Going to move that to the side. It's better. Yeah. And again, so I don't hit this. And you're just going to get the hands nice and loose. Nice and loose. That helps lymph drainage in the hands, and we're going to feet just say hip width apart. It's fine. If you want to go a little bit wider, fine again. Again, we're going to breathe in, and we're going to just let the hands go. Again, it's really good for the hands, this. If you're using computers a lot, they get very tight hands, little fine motor moves, typing and that, on phones or whatever. So again, just getting his hands nice and loose, his fingers loose, even space between your fingers, shoulders down, lengthen up from the crown. We're going to breathe in. If you want to fire that exhale through, feel free. The more you fire that, the more it's going to gather in and throw on that corset. If you want to keep it normal, fine. Again, it's being done. You're zipping up pelvic floor and scooping out your abdominals. Going to breathe in. And again, don't force anything. Only go as far as you like, as if you're breathing out, blowing out a candle. If you want to come up on the heels, feel free. You're going to breathe in and going to breathe in. If you want a little hop, feel free. Breathe in as you gather in, zip up and hollow. And again, if you want to go deeper, go deeper. Or go no deeper than knees and lower toes. And again, it's a nice simple exercise. It's not an athletic one or anything. There are bigger motions. Rowing a boat in the middle of the lake, ones like that, which we'll go into later. But we'll put all the different breaths with this. Then go to yogic breath, Qigong breath even. And then we do a mixture of breaths. But again, that's Sparrow shaking the earth in a sort of Pilates style. And as you're doing that, just keep zipping up pelvic floor, scooping out your abdominals. Might as well consciously do them at the same time. They go together anyway then. Like I say, you can't do one without the other. And that will naturally, as you do that, help you breathe into these lower lobes of lungs. that lateral thoracic breathing in Pilates. You can mix it with anything. I know it's Qigong motion, nothing set in motion, it's just movement. So again, you're going to pick up a box, something like that, throw on that corset. That's going to support the spine. Obviously there's other types of breathing, like breathing to the belly like a balloon. That's more for meditative breath to massage the organs, etc. in a traditional manner like Qigong does. But again, if you're going to the gym or whatever you're doing, you want to be throwing on that corset to protect that spine. You do not want to be going in the gym, breathing to the belly like a balloon. That's going to be hernia city if you're lifting any heavy weights. So the opposite what you want to do. It's going to make you overuse the top muscle, the six pack, and blow out this way, and not help you use that corset that's going to support the spine. See a lot of mistakes in gyms where people come in from doing yoga. Again, yoga's great. There's so many different types of breathing, or Qigong, whatever it is, and they've got this meditative breath, which is great for meditation basically, or massaging your organs like in Qigong. You do not want to be taking that into a gym and lifting heavy weights. That'd be the worst thing you do. It'd be hernia city basically. But again, I digress. So that Sparrow Shakes the Earth. We're probably doing more of a yoga type mix. We're going to take this on to more Ashtanga yoga breathing, or similar sort of the Ujjayi breathing, which you get in Ashtanga yoga. We'll take it on a little bit further next time, and maybe a little bit of hypnotherapy breath in the next one. So we can take these motions, and then we're going to go for another one with bigger motions. Roll a boat in the middle of the lake. We go through them sequences. Bang, I digress. Sparrow Shakes the Earth.